What are you watching?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Nice to have you here. Nice to have you guys here. Welcome, guys. Welcome to Argus Hamilton's Comedy Store tonight. So glad to have our studio audience with us tonight, and you, of course. I like to joke about the news to get things started, and the news is popping. Mexico's government today, did you hear, eliminated all jail time for possession of marijuana and cocaine. It's to remain consistent with their no jail time policy for murders and beheadings. And did you see stirring stuff on the news today? The pro-democracy protesters in Hong Kong, did you see them? They were going crazy. They were waving the American flag and singing our national anthem. You know, they'll never make it in the NFL. Meanwhile, on the same level, at the Pan American Games, this white Olympic fencer, okay, took a knee during the award ceremony, you know. That big deal, you know. Sword fighters take a knee every day in West Hollywood. Meanwhile, Paramount's movie Dora the Explorer, The Lost City of Gold was a big family movie hit over the weekend. I saw Dora at the theater Sunday. She was hiding from immigration. But she no longer has to hide from Jeffrey Epstein. That's right, the billionaire, pedophile, sex offender Jeffrey Epstein was found dead in his jail cell floor on Saturday. Who says the two political parties can't come together and get something done? Yeah, the politicians wade right in. You know, Joe Biden, he said Jeffrey Dahmer had everything he had coming. But it's got everybody talking. I mean, if you were surprised by Jeffrey Epstein's suicide, imagine how he felt. I mean, I don't blame him for killing himself. I mean, he faced 45 years in prison with no one under 18. Investigators believe that his suicide note is still being written. The guard who was assigned to watch over Epstein was killed in a car accident tomorrow. But the New York police and the FBI, the Justice Department, no one can figure out how their number one most top guarded prisoner in the federal system wound up dead on Saturday morning. I mean, even Penn and Teller gave up and asked Hillary how she did it. But interestingly enough, today's Tuesday, and it was reported today around noon that fellow inmates at the Metropolitan Jail could hear Epstein gagging and shouting just before he died. And I'm just guessing he choked to death on Little Debbie's. Of course, there are all sorts of conspiracy theories going around. Have you heard a few of them, you know? I'll tell you mine. I believe that Jeffrey Epstein converted to Islam in jail so he could martyr himself. And then, once dead, he could continue his crime spree in paradise. I mean, what's 72 more at this point? Meanwhile, in other news, Ivanka Trump got a nice compliment today from a survey by America's plastic surgeons. They said that Ivanka's face is the one most requested by women who want to look like a celebrity. You know, they say they all want to look like the president's daughter. So then, thank God Hillary didn't get elected. Well, meanwhile, Joe Biden had a rollicking weekend with all his gaffes. Did you hear about this? I was a little skeptical about Joe's election chances when he said that poor kids are just as smart as white kids. But when he said that retards are just as gay as those queers, I knew this was a man destined for the White House. Joe Biden catches a lot of grief, but I thank God he's lost his memory. You know, it may be the only thing that's kept Hillary and Obama's from killing him. In the race today, Elizabeth Warren passed Bernie Sanders. Well, of course Elizabeth passed Bernie. He has no business driving at his age. Did you hear South America? South American countries are now issuing travel bans, telling their citizens do not come to the United States because of the violence. Can you believe it? Trump finally has the immigration plan he always wanted. I mean, the recent shootings have paralyzed 535 people, better known as Congress. I miss the good old days when Trump was a Russian spy, before CNN promoted him to head of the Klan. Now, this is some state news in California, but George Washington High School up in San Francisco, have you heard about this? They want to paint over a huge wall mural of George Washington, only because he's telling his slaves what to do while standing over a dead Indian. I mean, look, kids, he's either the father of this country or he's not. I mean, what happened to this country, you know? Nowadays, if the government finds oil or diamonds underneath your backyard, it's theirs, you know? But if they find cocaine, it's yours. Okay, finally, folks, you're a great crowd. This one I love. Court TV announced they are going to replay the entire 1994-95 O.J. Simpson murder trial. Can you believe it? I mean, the trial made history. You know, it only took 8 months and a civil judgment to make Fred Goldman the first Jew ever to win the Heisman Trophy. We got a great show for you. We've got Frank Castillo and Eddie Firth, ladies and gentlemen. Great show for you tonight. I'm Argus Hamilton. We'll be right back. Terrific crowd. Thank you all. Wonderful show.